Welcome to the Embodied Woman podcast with me, Rebecca Wilson. An embodied experiential space for you to drop deep into the wealth of wisdom within your being and activate a fuller, richer you. I am a feminine awakener, thought leader, embodied business doula, sacred business midwife, healer, and all-round medicine woman. I am here to guide women deeper into their essence and power, to activate their life force, awaken pleasure, and support them to live an embodied life. I will help you birth your visions, dreams, creations, desires, and sacred business into the world from an easeful, embodied, and rooted place within. My work supports women to become more available for life, love, relationship, connection, creation, pleasure, and wealth. I will activate you into self-leadership and self-mastery to truly live an embodied and awakened life. Welcome on the journey, my love. Hello and welcome to the Embodied Woman podcast. In today's episode, I wanted to explore how you know when you are an embodied leader. This episode arrives from many women that I have the joy and honor of supporting, asking a range of different questions themed around this. And of course, what I'd like to speak into first of all is that often questions like this are driven from the mind, not the body. But still, I recognize it's a really important piece to speak into. You know you are an embodied leader when. Now, I just want to bring in a little piece here around the aspects and manifestations that I share in this episode are not solely the only ones. These are just the ones that, or the expressions that I know to be true for myself or have witnessed in other women in leadership, in business and creation, in space holding, and so on. So you know you're an embodied leader when you feel connected to your body, energy, and emotions within all areas and aspects of your business and leadership. You take responsibility to maintain a balanced energy, balanced body, balanced mind. You are able to regulate your body and nervous system and support yourself to come back into regulation when you may be taken into or pulled into dysregulated states. Now, I often speak into this, that the human experience is not that one of 100% regulation all the time. The human experience is that of many different waves and cycles. And so that doesn't change when we step into business, leadership, space holding, and so on. So often we'll be pulled into states of dysregulation where we feel we're in some kind of nervous system reaction or response. We don't feel grounded or regulated. We're possibly pulled into one of our own habitual nervous system patterns, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. But as an embodied leader, you know you've touched that piece of embodiment when you are able to recognize that you're dysregulated, recognize what has potentially triggered or activated that state of dysregulation, and know the practices, tools, or what you may need to support you to move from dysregulation to a regulated state. So you're better able to soothe that internal conflict or that which is being activated, so you can come back to that balanced state within your connections, within your work, within your community, and within the space within your clients. You know you're an embodied leader when you make decisions and choices from a regulated place within. So you recognize that you make choices from that regulated place and that you're not pulled into decision making or action taking from the dysregulated parts of the self that maybe still need some work or some tender care and so on. You take care of your body and mind. You take care of your nervous system within all areas of your business, creation, relationships, and life, recognizing that this is the deepest form of self-care that we can do that naturally then weaves into all areas of our life, relationship, creations, and business. Taking care of your own nervous system. Recognizing what you need, when you need it, why you need it, and giving that to yourself so that you can be more full and more available for the interactions that you're having within work, creation, relationships, clients, audience, and so on. You know you're an embodied leader when you allow yourself to be held and supported. This is a big one. Many people in leadership, in healing, in coaching, in space holding, often very well equipped in holding space for others and supporting others, but maybe have some challenges or some blockages around allowing themselves to be held, nurtured, and supported. So when you arrive into embodied leadership, you arrive into a space of allowing yourself to be held and supported, knowing that that supports all that you hold, support, and create. You allow yourself to receive. You're in embodied leadership when you are able to stay connected to your body through all different experiences that may rise within your business, creation, within your clients, conversations that may be happening in containers or groups or retreats that you hold. You can stay with you whilst also staying in connection with others. So in turn, what we're describing here is a felt sense of staying in connection and relationship with self, whilst also staying in connection and relationship with other. So you don't abandon yourself into the external or into the other. Maybe it's a client, a team member, a community member. So you're able to operate from that space of staying connected with self, rooted in center, and open to stay in connection and cultivate connection within the relationship in the external. You know you're an embodied leader when you create in your business from an integrated place of mind, body, emotion, feeling, and intuition. So you welcome all aspects of yourself into your business and your leadership. So to speak deeper into that, it is not driven just by mind or just by body or just by emotion. You are recognizing the deep connection and relationship between these different parts of the self. And you are able to move from, lead from, create from that space of mind, heart, body, emotion, all being part of the decision making. And really that expands beyond business and into life and relationship too. You're connected to your intuition and you listen. You allow yourself to take time and space to listen to your intuition, your inner guidance, that compass that lives within you, so that you can feel what is true for you. With that, you awaken your own unique wisdom. And so often this world that we live in, and the world of coaching, healing, therapy, sacred business can often pull us outside of ourselves. What is the trend on social media? What is everybody else doing around this? What do they do with that? Allowing yourself time and space to listen to your own guidance so that you are leading from that place within yourself. You're not being pulled from something outside of you. You know you're an embodied leader when you lead, create from your own fullness. And within that, you recognize that you need to allow yourself to take time to fill your own cup. It's an age-old saying and very cliche at times, but you cannot pour from emptiness. So as an embodied leader, you know the signs and signals in your body when you're reaching a state of tiredness, depletion, possibly even burnout. And you recognize that you're not full here in this moment. And you're able to attune into what you may need to support you to feel fuller, more vibrant, more energy. And you do that. You take what you need. You ask for what you need. You create the things that you need to fill you up so that you can be full to pour out into everything that you're creating and the spaces that you're offering and holding for others. This is a really deep piece of integrity. Because often we can push beyond our parameters and our boundaries, thinking that we're doing, the right thing for the external. But in this very sensitive world of holding people in their tenderness, if we are in a state of depletion or exhaustion, it can be felt within your clients, within your community, within the groups that you hold. And that can feel like many different things for the person that's being held by a space holder that is depleted or exhausted. But if we're not able to fully be there, then that can bring up all kinds of things for the person that you're supporting to heal or to feel safe. And so there's a real safety piece in that. You're an embodied leader when serving yourself serves your community. And I would stretch this further. I often speak of embodied leadership, not just in business and creation, but embodied leadership for me is how I lead myself in all areas and aspects of my life. And I know that serving myself serves my family, my partnership, my friends, my community, my audience, the clients that work with me, you here, and so on. In everything that I offer to all of the different relationships that I have in my life. It must serve me. It must light me up. And then in turn, I know that offers such a different energy to whatever it is I'm pouring back out into the world. You're an embodied leader when you have let go of perfectionism and let go of people pleasing. Perfectionism is an illusion and it keeps us often blocked and locked in patterns. People pleasing doesn't really serve or please anyone. It comes with a lot of heavy energy and distortion and is quite an exhausting pattern to live in. So when we release both of these energies from the system, we're better able to be present in the moment. Embodied leadership is about being truly here now, embodied in the moment. So you're able to feel, see, sense what is true and alive in the present moment, in every moment. Perfectionism, people-pleasing, and some other patterns like codependency are all rooted in historical experiences. So when we're operating in those patterns, we're not really present in the moment. We're in a historical loop and weaving that into the present day experience that we're having. You're an embodied leader when you can celebrate all aspects of yourself. What do I mean by this? So you can have days where you want to collapse, and you can have days where you feel like you could take on the world, and you have days where you need to sob, and you have days where you are like alive in pleasure and joy and everything in between. And none of that is off the table. None of that is not welcome or rejected or denied or pushed away. You're an embodied leader when you celebrate and welcome all parts of yourself to the table, knowing that each part that becomes alive, activated, that rises up, that shares something with you, that internal part that shares some sadness, some happiness, some joy, some pain, some grief, some excitement. It's all part of the fullness of who you are, and you celebrate that and you recognize that is your inner system guiding you into what you may need to do from day to day, moment to moment. You're an embodied leader when you're able to let go of the to-do list in a linear order, and you recognize that you can feel into the tasks or creations that are wanting to be created in your business, and you attune to the energy you have on the day and work with that. This was a big one for me because I used to have lists of actions that needed to be taken, and I'd just work from the top to the bottom. But when I began the podcast, I recognized I'd scheduled in to record some podcasts, and then I got my bleed on the day that I'd said in my schedule, recording podcasts. And I tried this one time. This is a funny story. I tried this one time. Okay, no, I'm going to just record the podcast. It's fine. Oh my gosh. It was not working. It was not happening. Couldn't get my words out. I didn't know what I was saying. I was very confused, staring at a blank screen for a while, absolute like tumbleweed flowing by. And I thought, today is not the day to be doing this. This is ridiculous. I'm bleeding. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My brain is not in that kind of fire, forward moving action. I really don't want to talk, and I'm trying to force myself to do something that I'm not energetically aligned to. So I began to work in a different way and have a list of things to be created within the business that were in a particular timeline. And then in my schedule, I would just block out CEO time or creation time. And then within that, I would feel into what feels good for my system to do today. And I would do that. And I got so many more of my tasks done, so many more of the things that I wanted to create because I was leading with, creating with, working in my business with the energy that I was aligned to that day. So you know you're an embodied leader when you move with the energetic alignment that you're in day to day. You know you're an embodied leader when you continually cultivate connection and presence with your body, emotions, bodily sensations throughout the day. So within this, there's a piece around staying connected, not disassociating or abandoning the different feelings and sensations that rise when you're in creation, you're in your business, you're in team meetings, when you're holding space for community, for groups, for one-to-one clients, for your audience, when you're in interactions with people that may be stepping into your world. You are continually cultivating that connection and presence with you. And that allows for you to stay in presence. You know you're an embodied leader when leading from the fullness of who you are is a greater desire than leading from a thought of who you should be in the world. The world constantly tells us to be lots of things that are not us. Be this, be that, don't be this, don't be that, don't be too much, don't be too small, don't be, the list goes on. I don't have to tell many people about that. We know. So as an embodied leader, when you lead through all areas and aspects of your life from that place of wholeness within, listening to your inner wisdom, your inner voice, your inner guidance, you are drowning out that external noise and you're stepping forward in connection to yourself. You know you're an embodied leader when you arrive into this felt sense of an expanded capacity to hold space simultaneously for yourself and the external environment. When you don't abandon yourself, you don't leave yourself, you don't disengage with yourself, and simultaneously you do not withdraw, run away, hide, disconnect from the external world and go inwards. There is this balance between the two. If you are craving, yearning to deepen into your embodied leadership, I welcome you to join us on our 6-month mentorship and mastermind. This is an embodied experiential journey for 10 women, the embodied woman. And it's a space to support women in all areas and aspects of life, because you know you're an embodied leader when no area or aspect of your life is separated from. When you recognize that you are leading in all areas, all aspects, all forms of relationship, you're leading yourself through them, into the experience of them. We have 10 places for this journey. 3 have already been taken at the point of this recording, maybe more now. So we are limited in seats in this circle. And that is to create intimacy, connection, to be seen, heard, witnessed. This is the ultimate container that I have ever created. It's a journey of group coaching and one-to-one experience. So this allows us to go deep into your own personal experiences and expressions in our one-to-one spaces, and for you to also bring questions, insights, and sharings into our group container calls, ceremonies, and sessions together. The power of the both is indescribable, actually. So I'm so excited to share this with the women that step in and to support you into deepening your embodied leadership. If it's calling you, all the details are linked in the show notes. It'll drive you over to the website. You can read more about it. You can book a connection call there with me. You can email me, or you can connect with me on Instagram at Rebecca_Wilson_. I'm here to support. I love hearing from you. If you have any questions, send them over to me, and I welcome you to join us, my love. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this musing and sharing, I would love for you to share this episode far and wide. You can arrive into all of my offerings at rebecca-wilson.com. Links to dive deeper with me are in the episode notes. Remember, my love, you are here to be the fullest, most potent, powerful, embodied version of you. I am here to guide you into that. Hey love, I'm dropping in here to welcome you to join us in our online community membership, The Village. I created this space for women to gather, to return to themselves, to deepen the connection and the relationship with self, whilst held in a community of like-minded women walking the journey and the path of their own awakening.